back again. A little bit of a mixed media layout, nice and simple. So I'm just using the Colour Blast Indigo colour, which is a nice deep purple. Excuse me. And some modelling paste and smushing it around. Obviously, because the Colour Blast is liquid, it does make my modelling paste more runny. But I'm not going to put it through a stencil or anything, so I don't mind. So I'm just smushing it around, and I probably should have used something rather than my palette knife to swish it around and make the colour blend. But I make it work because it's actually really nice. You can see it's all chunky, but I smush it in, but it also gives it a nice texture. So just smearing it on the page, across and up and vertically, just where the photo's going to go, and you can see there I just see if there's enough. And it's right position, so I'm just going to add some texture, make it chunky and layered kind of thing. So yeah, smushing in that big chunk of colour that I just found, and it just gives it a bit of interest, not having it all coloured around properly and even. So I just thought it'd be nice to put a cluster up there and use the modelling paste to start that cluster. So as always, make sure you go wash your container and your palette knife, and if you're using a stencil, wash it off so that it doesn't dry and ruin everything. So I'm just starting with some layers. Sorry, I forgot to turn the camera on for those first two layers. Just use some paper from the Kitaholic Kit. This is the March Kit that's full of the Cocoa Vanilla Wild at Heart collection, which is lovely. So as you can see, my modelling paste is dry, but not 100% dry, because why wait for it? It's too fun to just continue to scrap. So it sticks a little to my paper, but really I'm going to glue it down anyway. So here I am, although I probably shouldn't have done that, put the photo straight on it. Although it is printed from the selfie printer, which I found you can use a wipe and wipe things off the top of it, or put a sticker on and pull it off without it ripping or ruining the photos. So, but I shouldn't really be just experimenting with that. I should be a bit more careful. So I've actually gone to find a doily out of my collection, because we did get doilies in the kit, but I've used them up already. So I've made a lot of layouts already from this kit, and I've already used it all up. So there'll be a killer kit video that shows all the layouts, and there's a lot of them. So just gluing it down, because it's mixed media, you've got to make sure it's glued properly. Holding it a little bit, and I end up putting my glue tape on it just to hold it down a bit more. Just takes a bit longer than usual this time. I think the weather's getting a bit cooler, so I think I was used to everything drying really quickly in summer. So just putting some ink splatters down using that indigo again, and using a doily, because if it gets on the doily, then it's going to add probably a nice little colour that I could use on something. So splatter, 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 and on goes. I'm using the pink. Sorry, I've forgotten the name of the pink, but it's a Colour Blast as well. I got it with the kit. So if you follow the link below, you can go to the Kitaholic website, and then you'll be able to find what colour the actual name is. So I've just seen if a doily would work up there. I found that die cut piece. It's from a cut apart sheet, actually, from the collection in the kit, and I thought that would be perfect. So there's my title done, and there's the start of that cluster done. So like with a bit of layering of doilies, some mixed media and a cutout, it looks good already. So there we go, I'm just sticking it down, holding it down. So back to this sticker sheet that comes with the Wild at Heart collection and was in the kit. I'm trying some things to see what would work to add just some embellishments, nothing crazy, but something to just add some interest, more interest to the page. So, oh, and this sticker book from Kaisercraft is amazing. There are so many stickers in there, and they work with so many things. It works so good with the collection. Steph, the owner of the Kit Club, like, she has just made this decision to add this to the club, to the kit this month, and it was a great decision. Not only do I have lots left, but I have used a lot because it matches so perfectly. So it's a nice colour purple, and it's got a phrase on it. I'm sure you can read it, and because I can't read it on my little screen here on my editing screen for my voiceover. And what else do I do to this page? So that corner must have been coming up a little. Think about adding some frames which that doesn't work for me. I'm just going through my box. So to my left, I always use my really useful box that I got from Officeworks. And it's sort of like the imitation of the iris boxes that the Americans have. So it fits the 12 by 12 paper, and even with the branding strip on it, it will keep it in there. And then on the top is the little tray that is divided where I keep all the embellishments. So I'm just using this paper to fussy cut out some flowers. So some will be as high as the photo because the photo's up on fun foam, and some will be low on the mixed media. So just to add some height to that cluster embellishment that I'm doing. And even though that little piece of paper was only a strip, I've just used cut half the flower out and the half that's not there, so you can see here with my cutting, because I've put it in screen for you so you can actually see what I'm doing. How clever of me. And so you can see I'm just moving the paper, not the scissors, to cut. But I've got that straight line, but that line I'll just stick it there into the photo or to the layers, and you can't tell that it's half of a flower. So there's a little trick to make your papers go further, your embellishments go further. Cut them in half. Just chuck them in there, fussy cut some paper, do whatever you need to do. Hide it, make it, fake it. It's really cool, it's really fun. So there's so many things that you can use that trick for. So just sticking this on. Don't add fun foam to it because it's just going to stick out from my layer, not covering my little phrases there, which is why it's moved up a bit higher. But you know, in everything in a cluster, it's sort of about layering. So sometimes you might only see a tiny bit of the bottom layer at the end, but it's all about giving that dimension and giving the layers and depth to that cluster or to the background, to your whole layout, which makes it fun for me. So there's some lovely resin flowers in the kit, and they're purple as well, which goes well, which I think might have been why I decided on purple mixed media modelling paste in the background. So let's just go with that. That's what I'm going to say my reasoning is now. It was a couple of weeks ago when I did this layout, but let's just quietly, we'll just say that's the reason. Always a method to my madness, even if it doesn't seem like it at the beginning. Maybe when you finish something, you go, oh yeah, maybe I did that on purpose. Maybe subconsciously, but I totally meant to do it that way. So I'm just laying them out because the resin flowers are something, well, this kind of resin, it's sort of like an acrylic resin. Like I've got resin flowers from eBay. They're really fun to layer and cluster with. But these were a bit different for me, so I'm laying them out to see where I want them. And then when I do glue them, they do change a little bit. But usually other times I'll just glue things down like that. I won't always stick them. It's a kind of a half and half, maybe a bit more that I just stick down rather than try it before I glue it. So if you can see, just seeing what it looks like, pausing for effect, probably standing up to see, because have you ever done that? Have you ever, like, you're sitting at your height of your table, your desk, and then you're like, well, this layout looks really cool. Then you stand up to go to the toilet or get a drink or something. You're like, oh, from this angle, it looks very different. Because when you stand up, you can see the whole layout, like, from the top. So if you ever think and you're stuck, just stand up and have a look at your layout and see what you think. Sometimes that perception, that the way it looks from that angle helps you a lot. Well, it helps me anyway. Please, someone comment down below that I'm not the only crazy one that does that. Surely that, or maybe if you try it, then let me know that it's actually pretty good, not just me being crazy. So, yeah, so here I am just gluing them down, kind of riveting viewing here for you. But then again, I am rambling, so that's probably riveting for your ears as well. So, oh dear, funny, isn't it? So, I keep saying so, don't I? What else are we going to do to this layout? Some little ephemera, seeing if it works. Maybe I don't do anything. The video's coming to an end. Sure, maybe I do something because there's a little bit of time, and surely I just don't make you watch me do nothing. Listen to me do nothing. Add another tiny word because 3 phrases is not enough apparently. Looking, probably looking and looking and looking. Looking and looking and looking. Okay, we're wrapping it up now. So there'll be some close-ups of the, like a pan of it, and then the photos. So enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it inspired you to make something. Have a great day, everyone.